Okay, so Bioshock Infinite. So, to put it simply, it is a game set in an alternate world with flying racism. So you're set up as the man on the left, Booker DeWitt, a 1912 rough, rugged war veteran from the U.S. Mexico-American War, and from there he served in a lot of gangs. To even the debt, uh, um, who was given by these people, he was sent to Colombia, a flying city in the sky, a utopia of American Republican idealism, Lincoln Republican, Jefferson Republican, Washington Republican, founding fathers' idealism, including racism and social Darwinism. These two are the Lutece twins, who I'll bring up later. So the main focus of the game is getting this girl back, Elizabeth. She is the main focus as Booker is sent to get the girl, wash away the debts. A very special power that Elizabeth has is that she's able to open tears into other universes. For example, in the top right, you'll see that she has opened some portal, and if you look very closely, you'll see the Eiffel Tower. And she's able to open them and sometimes go into them and pull stuff out. And then the bottom right, you will see the tower that she was kept in her entire life. Think Tangled, Rapunzel, kept in a tower her entire life. And of course, in this world of American idealism, capitalism is very strong. On the left is Father Comstock, a religious right-wing god who has rebuilt society for the best of America, which is all white people, blacks are useless, every other race is not important. And on the right is Fink, a capitalist who heavily exploited the immigrants for his own work and personal gain, not giving anything to the other people. And then on the left is Daisy Fitzroy, a freedom fighter, and there's a quote from the game from our main character Booker DeWitt saying, I've never trusted, or I don't trust her, a Welsher is always a Welsher." So even he shares some inherent racism towards them. And this hate is very deeply rooted in Colombian society. As you see in the top right, one of the very first choices you have in the game is being offered to throw a rock at either the tied-up couple who are kind of having interracial relations, or you can throw it at the announcer for being a dick. As you can see in the bottom right, it is a poster of a small white boy with his BB gun, and he's pointing at a black person with spiky hair, a Latino person with a straw hat and looks to be corn in his teeth, and a monkey Asian person on the left-hand side. And it says, "Help Duke fight back the foreign hordes." Obviously being the white nationalism and going back to imperialistic ideas of the white man's burden. Here is a scene from one of the game's early battles of DeWitt, who was once a U.S. soldier, killing Native American tribes. This is a depiction. He was killing racist white people here. Science time. Okay. So, go ahead and pick one. Pick the cage on the left or the bird on the right. You picked? Cool. So, there's a 50-50 split of you picking either one. And through those now, you have now made two universes. This is the parallel universe theory, to where you have made a choice and an entirely new world has spawned from that choice. So, remember those tears that Elizabeth made? That is her. I'll go back to it. That is her opening up a tear into a new universe that she can reach into. So imagine that you can open up the world and you can see skinny you again. So And there are constants and there are choices. So, for example, me giving you the choice is a constant. That will always be there. The choice is whether you pick the cage, or the bird, the left or the right. That is the choice that spawned. Let's follow up. You've already made your choice. Now you need to understand what that meant. Yeah, so once you've made a choice, you can replay that choice over and over again, as seen here. So that choice has been made all those times, and that one has never, the choice never been made. Even though it is completely plausible that a choice has already been made 10 million times. And the big twist of the game is that Booker is Comstock. Booker DeWitt, our protagonist, who is helping Elizabeth escape, and he's also partly destroying this world, which is very negative, racist, a lot of things we don't like. He, in a different universe, is Father Comstock. As Comstock was DeWitt after the war. And Booker DeWitt went to a baptism. And Booker went to the baptism, and he made a choice. In one universe, our Booker DeWitt universe, he rejected it. He rejected the idea that you could be salvaged, through religion, while Father Comstock accepted it. And through that constant of the baptism, two choices were made. And through space travel, they ended up in the same universe. This all culminates to a lot of shooting, a lot of boss battles, to Elizabeth being able to fully grasp her power of tearing quantum realms. And Booker is brought to the baptism, and he is drowned at his baptism. As long as that baptism is had, Father Comstock will be made, and all the punishment of Columbia would happen. So think back to when I had you make a choice. So you could pick either side. But what you could instead do is go back in time and never be in this situation where you are right now. So instead of making a choice, you can eliminate the choice by killing yourself or killing me. That would pretty much be it. Because if you get rid of the choice, if you get rid of the scenario, the environment where you're in, then there's no choice to be made. And that main science question is at the heart of Bioshock Infinite's time stuff. It's those worlds will always exist unless you eliminate the question in the first place.